Brett Sifling joins us, investment advisor representative at Gerber Kawasaki. Brett, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Oliver.
Okay, so what's going to do it this time, Brett? Because it looked like there were a lot of things working for Tesla in the last earnings. They had a big bottom line number. They made some money off Bitcoin. And the stock has just been going sideways since. So what wakes it up here?
Yeah, the two main things that we're looking for in Tesla is really some updates in the long-term growth story, especially their factories in Berlin and in Texas. We want to see if Tesla Semi is still on track for this year. We had Jerome leave us last quarter, and he was, the president of automotive, and who will be missed. So we're looking for updates there, as well as if we're going to continue to see progress towards full autonomy with the full self-driving. Tesla is a major investment at our firm, as well as the entire lithium battery technology supply chain that goes into it. Not only just our firm, but the ETF that we launched as well.
So that battery tech made some headlines last 24 hours as well, as Elon said that he's going to be open to letting other electric vehicles charge at Tesla stations. It's a pretty cool thing, maybe a little branding and free advertising there. Brett, the numbers for deliveries, is that what moves the needle? It seems like the focus here is on some of the other stuff. At the end of the day, the big China story, is that going to be kind of what makes or breaks their delivery numbers?
I really don't think people are focused mostly on the delivery numbers this time. It was a transition year almost for Tesla as a whole. They obviously had huge progress last year. We want to see where Model S production is. There was some worries about lacking demand in China and the recall, but ultimately they're exporting a lot of cars out of that factory, and they delivered nearly every single car that they made so far this year. And it's demand is impressive, and I really don't think that people are watching the delivery numbers as much as progress on those two main items being full self-driving and updates on the gigafactories. Okay,
so let's start with the full self-driving then. How do we quantify progress at this point? Because from a kind of bystander or casual observer, they already associate Tesla with the autopilot. They see the videos, we know the themes and the stories behind it. How do we quantify quarter to quarter, go, okay, they checked off this box. This is the progress they're making. What should we look for this time where we go, okay, that's what we want to see for the self-driving?
Yeah, so I think one major point is that they just released the subscription, either $99 or $199 a month for that full self-driving. And so we want to see if there's any updates, if there's any continued regulation that they are continuing to improve upon, but ultimately how the network is growing. It's tough to say, one point or another is going to make or break it, because the full self-driving, it's not quite there yet, but it's getting close. And this is really a powerhouse for their margins going forward. If they can get this rolled out and continue to charge higher and higher dollar amounts for it, it's just going to increase margins and increase profitability, and ultimately that's going to affect their operating profit and the bottom line.
Okay, so that's the big point here. Let's get some more detail there. How does the autopilot make its way down through, how does the self-driving make its way down through the bottom line?
Well, if you're charging people extra for something that they're already driving right now, $10,000 for full self-driving, or just adding that $200 a month per car,
okay,
it's instant revenue that they weren't recognizing before. So ultimately, that's pure margin that they're going to be making just from those two items, rather that they just weren't getting before.
Do we know how many people want to take that upsell? I mean, what if I'm driving my Tesla already? I love it. I don't need it to drive itself. Do we know how many people want that?
I think that the demand is insane. I mean, I drive a Tesla myself, I do have autopilot, and the $200 price point is very appealing for a lot of people that didn't want to pay that $10,000 up front. And I do think that, especially once we get full autonomy, that there's no reason why you wouldn't have this. At the end of the day, it's going to be safer than just regular people driving their car, and ultimately this is where the world's going.
Now, is this also going to be something that you can cancel and re-sign up for? Is it going to be like Netflix, where if I got a big road trip coming up, I need it, but then day to day, I don't want the self-driving for my 10 minutes into the office?
I hope so. I hope that they'll give that ability to turn it off and turn it on. I think that we'll get a little bit more insight on this call and over the next few quarters if that's going to be possible. But it would be nice to, have that versatility to be able to just turn it on and turn it back off.
Brett, what about the crypto stuff for the balance sheet? Last time around, there was a lot of focus on that, and a lot of the naysayers pointed out how much it contributed to the bottom line, as they did get a nice pop, like what, 100 million plus from the investment. It shouldn't be positive this quarter unless there was some amazing trading going on. I mean, Bitcoin was down pretty sizably over the quarter.
Yeah, I mean, Bitcoin was a little bit of a distraction, honestly, in my opinion, from Tesla as a whole, and really it's starting to get exciting again. I heard you just talking with the last guest about Bitcoin, getting over 40,000 again. I don't think that it's really going to have any material impact this quarter. Elon's talk last week or the week before with Kathy and Jack, I mean, the intelligence of these people working on these problems is just at such a high level, and it's so exciting to see. One thing I would look out for is if, Tesla's going to continue to accept Bitcoin as payments. I do think that they will. But ultimately, I don't think that it's going to be a major driving factor in this specific report.
All right, Brett, good stuff. Thanks for the walkthrough here on the autopilot stuff. Big part of that story going forward. Good work, and looking forward to more. Thanks a lot, Brett.